Yep, that's when you know shit has hit the fan, when you decided that, oh, a skeleton has just decided to appear right in front of you, and Allan is now going slightly crazy. Now, this is especially a part I was really looking forward to in D.Gray-Man, because I remember, like, especially in the manga, this was, like, one of my favorite parts, like, oh my god, Allan's going crazy, oh, this old shit and all that with Timothy and all that, and now we finally get to see it animated, and god damn it, I'm so excited to see more and more of this show progressing a lot more further into the future. So we finally get the finale, technically, of the Phantom G arc, and I've got to say, it kind of wrapped up really nicely in the anime. Like, we finally got to see Timothy, especially activating his innocence, which he can, like, he's only used to possess humans, but now, like, he can actually use it to possess on, like, different kinds of the Kuma, and he can only do it to level 2 one, so he took over the one that was able to freeze people in place, and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and all that, I'm gonna, like, do this, and finding out that he has this sort of, like, innocence alongside of him, is actually talking to him, which is an adult version of himself, which can actually possess him to, like, his own body and get him out of there, alongside with a lot of other, like, crazy stuff on there. Meanwhile, whilst we had Allan, Kanda, and the rest of them going against the level 4. Now, I was kind of, like, really wondering, since, like, you know, like, they wasn't the big crux of the episode, but since, like, mainly Timothy took over that one, especially that one that possessed him, he was able to, like, pretty much get, like, Link out of there as well, although, I've got to give him credit, he was there, like, holding out on his own, literally, like, with all puppet, like, he was still, like, part puppet and all that, and he was still trying to fight and all that, so I have to give him credit, like, fucking, he was immediately going in, and then being broken in as we had people from, like, the Order as well come in, and it's like, we've got some new kind of exorcists around here, where it's like, you know, like, it's a very rushed episode, like, in a way where you think, where something is always happening, it still works, though. That's the thing about it. Like, you know, there's like, oh, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, and I guess, like, it kind of, like, it works in a way where it's like, oh, there's always something happening, there's always something going on. However, it does have this issue of saying that, you know, maybe with certain scenes, it's like, you know, it's like, oh, this one doesn't feel, it feels less impactful because, you know, it had to share, like, the limelight with this and that and this character and that, and I guess that's the one thing, you know, we're kind of just going to have to deal with the show. Like, trust me, it's like, you know, I still have issues with the pacing of the show, but it's like, definitely when you can see it, like, with the 14 scene as well, where you, like, immediately Kanda, and, like, what we saw as well from Allan, go to stab, and he's like, oh, my crown, like, that won't, like, harm me and all, it only harms Noah and evil things, and then it starts hurting him, and he starts screaming, and, like, he's literally, like, the level 4 Akuma is just like, what are you, like, you're talking about, you're clearly insane, and the 14th shows slightly, and he holds, like, the level 4, like, you know, in the face like that, and he goes, oh, hi, and it's like, that was generally fucking creepy when he did that, like, holding it, it's just like, that was terrifying. And then when you clearly see right there, you get to see, like, Tiki, you get to see Road, and you get to see that silhouette as well of the Millennium Earl, like that, and, like, not the big fat form and all that. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm getting really excited seeing that when he's like, they clearly noticed, like, you know, that is clearly coming out, and it's like, this is what people are worried about, because, you know, Allan is losing control. He's generally, like, he could just snap at any moment, and it's like, he's still in control, but it's like, the fact that, you know, he's desperately trying to, like, become the main, like, of the body that he wants control, it's like, we don't, that's the thing why people can't trust Allan anymore. And it's like, can we really have this moment, like, you know, we trust him? Although he did manage to pull into his senses, and both him and Kanda were able to finish off the level 4 together. And we really had this nice moment with Timothy where he was, like, with, like, his, like, a person that took over, like, you know, the orphanage, and it was just, like, he was talking to, like, the mother there, and it was just, like, they had this real, like, adorable moment when he's like, I'm gonna join, like, the Exorcist and all that, I get money and all that, I get all this stuff, and he's goofy, and the two just start crying and holding each other, and it's like, oh, that's sweet and adorable, oh, it's just, like, my heartstrings are being pulled, I'm like, oh, that's adorable, like that, it's just, like, seeing that was a really nice moment, and like I said, it was adding a bunch of stuff, so you got to think about, oh, what, the Exorcist, they're now doing some real funky shit, like, the guy's arms start, like, becoming some weird Akuma looking thing, and it's like, absorbing it, and it's like, okay, what are they doing now, and all that, if there's, like, there are other ways apart from innocence being, like, worked around, and seeing, like, someone that Link, you know, as well, who doesn't have innocence, and it's like, you know, like, he's able to fend him off as well, and it's like, you know, there's definitely some sniffing, like, bullshit going around here where it's like, yeah, can we really trust everyone in that order anymore? There's clearly some, like, corruption, and they're clearly experimenting on people, so there's a lot of things that you gotta think about in the episode where you add into that, and then the fact that Allan, he can go crazy any minute, he can just generally snap, and that's what I kind of love about the show, a lot of that. It's like, there's a lot of things that they're trying to handle, and so far, it's doing it really well, it can still shit the bed, but 3 episodes in and all that, like, definitely with the pacing, I will say, yeah, that's still a problem and all that, but we know straight from the start that's not going to be fixed at all and all that, like, you know, that's something that we're just going to have to accept. And still as well, like, the anime's quality of animation and art has been really high and is still really good, so I'm very much excited to see, like, how much better it's going to look when it comes out on a Blu-ray, so that's going to be exciting. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm definitely going to give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. Really did enjoy all the stuff. Like, honestly, only negative is, like, yeah, pacing. That's the only thing where it's like, yeah, the pacing is only affecting the show in a thematical sense, where it's like, a lot of scenes that kind of mean a lot more of a bigger deal are just like, oh, just completely kind of gone like that because the next thing needs to happen. So that's the one thing I'd definitely say. And I'd definitely say that the older show, like, you know, with the brightness and all this show and all that, is like, I think the older show's a little bit more darker, like, from there, or the scenes, but it kind of works when you have, like, kind of the level 4 that's supposed to look like an angelic being, and then it looks like this bright, just monstrous, just twisted thing. So, you know, it works and it doesn't work at the same time. But, you know, that's enough for me and all that, so I'm definitely going to leave it off the episode there. And if you loved it a lot as like I could do, then you definitely know where to hit that subscribe button. You definitely know as well where to hit that like. Thank you very much for watching as always though, and I'll see you guys though next time.